And now you're at Build-A-Bear, which is one of the very first experiential retail brands in the country. Explain what makes your retail experience so unique.
Well, first of all, I have to give so much credit to Maxine Clark, the founder of Build-A-Bear, who envisioned this and launched it back in 1997. And it was really based in the most sincere construct of just her individual love for her teddy bear as a child, and the belief that if a child can make their own teddy bear, that brings it to life in a way that's even more special and meaningful. And so that was her, driver to do that. And when you come into a Build-A-Bear, if I wanted to break it down in a more sort of functional way, which isn't half as much fun, but more functional way, it's a very empowering, open-ended, but kind of guided creativity process. But you go through then the stuffing process with a bear builder, which is what we call them. And then they come to life in the mind of a child, or even the mind of a child at heart, when you put that heart ceremony together with them. It's very unique, extremely personal. And they place that inside the teddy bear or whichever animal they're creating. And they put attributes and wishes inside of that teddy bear and sew it up and then give it a hug test. The magic that goes on at that moment, the light that just shines from their eyes on just this process. It's truly magical. And I don't think that even Maxine envisioned that it would be as memorable and special, that it ends up like marking moments in time. In fact, when we did some ethnographic studies after I got here, I wanted to find out like sort of where the value was, how stretchable the brand was, all those kinds of things. The specificity with which now adults and teens could speak about that first experience at Build-A-Bear was indelible. You could see how emotional it was. And you're like, wow, how much equity do we have packed in this brand that we don't even know that's monetizable? That was like the big quest for me then. But great question, because it is that experience that makes this extraordinary.
And now you're not just into bears that your customers can buy. You have all kinds of animals that you can build these days. And how have you really expanded the line over the years, and what drove you to do it?
Well, there were always other critters. So even though it's called Build-A-Bear, there's always have been bunnies and puppy dogs and things like that. But we, over the years, leaned into licensing with key characters from other best-in-class intellectual property and entertainment companies, and that's a very special experience as well. And those best-in-class partners, whether it's Warner or Disney or Sanrio or Pokemon, they see this unique value that we bring to their brand as well, and we're really good partners over time. Like we have a Sanrio exclusive store in LA. I mean, we do some really fun stuff with all of these guys because there's such an intersection with our consumers. But then we started getting into things where we stretched the brand as we became multi-generational around our 20th year, into different kinds of licensing, not just the big kids animated films, but things that were a little unexpected. And that's what caused us to build out our whole Bear Cave online age-gated area. We're now 40% of our sales are now to teens and adults. People don't expect that usually when I share that information, but with the whole rise of kidulting, we were right on the precipice of that trend. And people recall us with such fondness that it's so much fun to get a Deadpool bear or their Darth Vader bear. Like just think about that. And then, we also have something we call trend animals, where we do something a little bit edgy, like an axolotl or a frog or crazy stuff. Like we have Mothman. I don't even think that's not real, but but we have one. So.
Yeah. I love the term kidulting. Who came up with that one?
Oh, gee, I don't know, but they should have trademarked it.